Welcome to Random Radio Show Giveaway!
Come on, baby, I've been wanting this for ages!
And our new winner of our top secret mystery prize of the day is... you!
Yes! Yes, I fucking did it!
You win our secret prize of the day, that being a new dog!
Another one?
That's right!
Woo! The terms and conditions stated I couldn't previously own a dog, so instead they gave me an Indy Jacob. I never agreed to not winning the prize I rightfully deserved. Sure, I might have not read the rules right, cheated the system into winning unfairly, and destroyed radio towers to ensure that I'd be the only one listening. But damn it, I still won and I deserve another dog. This'll do. April 21st, 2005. It was the date where my generation would go through a very significant cultural shift. Virtual pets. It wasn't an insane idea for a child to be indulged with the idea of owning a pet. Actually doing it, though, was a different story. If you're a parent, most of the responsibility falls on you, since your 6-year-old might not understand that a dog needs water to live. However, owning a pet can also teach your child the wondrous world of responsibility. I learned how to pay my taxes just by having one dog. I wonder what 2 will get me. However, children don't need to understand taxes, and I don't want to take on that kind of responsibility for my child. If only there was a way to make my child more responsible, but not have it fall on me.
Oh, Daisy, did you see that? Oh my god, dude. Why are you still here?
I mean, the child could get a job, but I don't think child labor laws would like that idea. I think something a little bit more manageable would be a virtual pet. In the 90s, Tamagotchis ruled the world for a bit. It was hard not to put these LCD freaks on your keychains, but in the early 2000s, video games were definitely getting more interactive, so why not take this idea of owning a pet and make it into a video game? Nintendo said, "F it, let's do it," and the world hasn't been the same since.
Okay, great. So, you can have your dog game, and, I'm gonna leave now.
What? No, I still have you for a number of minutes. So I suggest you talk about picking up digital poop with me.
So Nintendogs was actually a crazy huge success for Nintendo, the company who made Nintendogs. It actually went on to be the second highest selling DS game, and honestly, I can kinda see why. Say little Timmy can't be given a pet because Timmy can't be trusted with anything. So instead, Timmy gets a virtual pet, one that he can properly interact with and have more than 3 whole buttons to use. My god, Nintendo, you spoil us. There definitely wasn't a shortage of dogs either, as the game had different versions with different dogs that you could pick in the opening of the game.
Kinda weird to sell the same game in what's essentially different box arts and cases, but I can kinda see the benefits. If people wanted a certain dog, they can take that version of the game home and have that dog right away. To my knowledge, and by knowledge I mean appearance, Lab & Friends is considered the original, and therefore that's what we're playing. You open up the game and you get these 3 dogs you can interact with. You can't buy them though, they're just for show. I picked out a female corgi and named her how much she was worth, just so she doesn't forget. And now, I have a virtual dog. Well, that's not how it happens in real life.
Wait a minute. How did you get your dogs?
I started a Kickstarter for one of them and I slayed a dragon for the other. Going to the kennel was just too out of the way.
Okay, so to interact with your dog, you have to use the bottom screen to pet it, and then you gotta scream, and I mean like, really talk loudly into the microphone to call for it and actually have it do things. So like a normal dog, this virtual pet needs food, and you gotta bathe this thing, and you also better walk it, because if you don't, oh my god, you're gonna get it. And if you want to, you can even teach the dog to learn new tricks like sit or roll over or shake. It's actually pretty cool. I mean, Daisy's a big fan.
Jeez, so impressive. I can teach my real dog anything. Watch. Colton, go rob a bank.
He knows how to rob a bank?
Nope, that's just the phrasing I use when I want him to trade stocks. What can your dog do?
She likes to sniff my mailbox.
Teaching the dogs tricks is kind of a pain in the ass. It's not entirely explained how the dogs can learn tricks or what tricks they can really learn. When you get it right and the dog learns the trick, it feels kind of rewarding. The only problem is that it's hard to really get it right. You can swipe one way on the DS and it will just do something completely different.
And dude, it's even worse when you actually have to speak into the microphone to say what the trick is. Like Nintendogs is really reliant on the mic, and half the time it doesn't even pick up the words you say. It's kind of like Siri. Now when it finally does hear you, the dog doesn't even pick up on what you said because these mics are like the size of a cookie crumb and sound like hot trash. Dude, there is something wrong with this mic. My dog is just acting like my real life dog and not listening to me at all.
But why even teach your dogs tricks in the first place? Sure, it could be fun, but commanding a dog to do what you're told feels kind of weird.
I mean, if it knows tricks, then you could probably make money off of it?
Wait, what?
In this game, you have to take care of your dog by buying it food and water, you know, like the basics of living. You also need to enter it in competitions. These basically just test your dog out and see how much of a true gamer they really are.
Each competition is different in their own way. Disc competition has you throwing the disc far and hoping that your dog can actually catch it. and then also bringing it back to you. Come on, what are you doing?
Now, the agility trial can only be done after practicing in the gym, and honestly, I couldn't even find the gym. But the obedience trial is probably the easiest one since it's just going through the commands that you can teach your dog. Basically, the better you do in these competitions means that you're going to be more likely to be able to actually afford your rent for the month.
You can profit off a dog?
Yeah, but you probably shouldn't!
10 out of 10, this is the best game in the world. But it's not the only game in the series. No, I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about the... Yeah, that.
Oh my god, I'm so excited!
When Nintendo launched their sequel to the DS, they also decided to launch with a sequel to Nintendogs, and of course, it was an instant success. Units flying off the shelves, everybody and their mothers went out to buy this revolutionary device.
Yeah, I don't think our moms went out and bought that.
To simply put, Nintendogs plus Catch was simply more Nintendogs with some quality of life improvements. However, interacting with the dogs in this game feels a bit more distant, as instead of petting the dog, you pet its silhouette.
This is actually kind of nice because the shadows let you better see what you're doing since all the non-silhouetted stuff is on the top screen and it's not obstructed by your hand and your stylus. This game's a little bit more handholdy though, since the first game didn't tell you like dick on what to do or how to do anything. But this game actually gives you a trick book and helpful tutorials on how to teach your dogs these tricks. This is like way better.
I know the first game did have books that you could purchase for this very reason, but it was hard to warrant that purchase when I could have spent the money on, you know, the dog's food and water so it could live.
Did you know that reading is good for a dog's soul?
Does your dog read?
Yeah, she's getting pretty good at it.
Damn it! Why can't you read a book? It's cause I don't have a soul. Actually, walking the dog in this game is so much easier. In the first game, you had to draw out your path and then follow it. From here, you can go into stores or a park, but no matter the path, the walk always felt the same. Here, the walk feels a little bit more involved. Sure, while it might be just more straightforward as you're walking in a straight line, there is more interactivity that you can do. Your dog will sometimes pick up gifts for you and stop at little grass patches to do its business.
The competitions are even more fun than they were the last time. Like, they even have a new one now where your dog chases a lure in a race. It's freaking adorable. And now the obedience trial even uses the AR cards to see your dog in the real world.
My dog could be real?
I thought you already had 2 dogs.
Yeah, but they didn't come from a video game. How are they gonna get a job if they can't put that on their resume?
They're dogs!
Dogs are not. We can't ignore the elephant in the room. This little addition to the game. The cats in Nintendogs plus Cats isn't just in the title. This game does indeed have cats that you can buy. As someone who knows someone with a cat, I can say that this game is pretty accurate. Because the cats do fucking nothing.
For something that seems like it's supposed to be a big addition to the game, the only thing that you can really do with them is like feed them and pet them and kind of play with them. You can't even take them outside. Like, they just sit there depressed like me every Sunday night. I understand that it might not be that realistic to take them outside because most cats tend to stay inside anyway, but damn it, this is a video game and I should be able to walk my cat at the park just like my aunt does.
This is probably why Nintendogs plus Cats really didn't catch on. Because other than the cats, it's really just the same game with the quality of life improvements. While in my opinion this is better than the original, I can see why people remember Nintendogs a lot more. It was something not like anything else. A pet simulation you could take on the go. The interactivity was unlike anything else due to the Nintendo DS's microphone and stylus. It was just much more personable.
And the game does a really good job of teaching you like how to care for a pet. It's kind of like a training simulator for your own pet, only a bit more fun and video gamey for lack of a better term. While not everything is accurate, for example, you probably shouldn't enter a house pet into competitions for money. You do really have to take care of your dog or else it's probably gonna run away.
This was big in my generation. Almost everyone I knew had this game, and now we're all in our 20s and we all have our own pets to take care of. The game kind of tricks more kids into becoming more responsible. Sure, it's a game, there's no real ramifications, but when you're young, this feels real. This is your dog, it's your friend. You would do anything to make sure that they're okay.
You think a piece of tech is your friend?
I mean, my computer does talk to me, so yeah, kind of. But it's honestly true. If you didn't really have a dog growing up, well, this was the closest thing you got. And in a way, this game prepared you for when you eventually got one.
Oh yeah, I guess I could see that. But I still don't see how this game could actually teach your dog how to trade stocks though.
Hey, you'd be surprised how long it took him to get that down, but he's practically my financial advisor and he just committed tax fraud.
I'm sorry, what?
Oh, I mixed up my wording. I said go rob a bank when I should have said rob a bank. That's the command for trading stocks.
Wait, why would you teach your dog how to commit tax fraud? That's horrible.
I don't know, I was bored. Now help me fix this before I'm arrested.
Listen, man, I'd love to stay in hell, but I kind of like not going to prison. And also, Daisy needs to go outside and take a shit. And hopefully she doesn't do that in the neighbor's yard, even though I kind of thought that was funny last time. So yeah, I'm gonna head out. Bye, good luck with that.
Well, I guess it's his loss. The dog filed it under his name.